Chapter 45 Sri Sai Satcharitra. Kaka Sahib's doubt and Anandrao's vision. Wooden plank Baba's bedstead and not Bhagat's. Preliminary. We have described in the last three chapters Baba's passing away. His physical or finite form has no doubt disappeared from our view, but the infinite or the spiritual form ever lives. The Leelas which occurred during his lifetime have been dwelt upon at great length till now. Ever since his passing away, fresh Leelas have taken place and even now happening. This clearly shows that Baba is ever living and helping his devotees as before. The people who get the contact of Baba when he was living was indeed very fortunate, but if any of them did not get a dispassion for the things and enjoyments of the world and had not their minds turned to the Lord, it's purely their ill fate. What was then wanted is now wanted in the wholehearted devotion of Baba. All our senses, organs, and mind should cooperate to worship and serve Baba. It is no use in engaging some organs in the worship and deflecting others. If a thing like worship or meditation is to be done, it ought to be done with all the mind and soul. The love that a chaste woman bears for her husband is sometimes compared to that of which a disciple bears to his master. Yet the former falls short of the latter, which is incomparable. No one, whether he be father, mother, brother, or any other relation, comes to our aid in attaining the goal of life. We have to chalk out and transverse the path of self-realization ourselves. We have to discriminate between the unreal and the real, renounce the things and enjoyments of this world and the next, control our senses and mind, and aspire for liberation only. Instead of depending upon others, we should have a full faith in ourselves. When we began to practice discrimination, we come to know that the world is transient and unreal, and a passion for worldly things becomes less and less, and ultimately we get dispassion or non-attachment for them. Then we know that the Brahma, which is no other than the Guru, is the sole reality, and as it transcends and besets the beaming universe, we begin to worship it in all creatures. This is the unitive bhajan or worship. When we thus worship the Brahma or Guru wholeheartedly, we become one with him and attain self-realization. In short, always chanting the name of the Guru and meditating on him enables us to see him in all beings and confers eternal bliss on us. The following story will illustrate this. Kaka Sahib's doubt and Anand Rao's vision. It is very well known that Baba had enjoined Kaka Sahib Dikshit to read two daily works of Sri Eknath. That is, the first one is Bhagavad and the second one is Bhavarta Ramayan. Kaka Sahib read this daily while Baba was living, and he followed the practice even after Baba's passing away. Once in Kaka Mahajani's house in Chowpatty, Bombay, Kaka Sahib was reading Eknath Bhagavad in the morning. Madhavrao Deshpande alias Shama and Kakaji Mahajani then present and listened attentively to this portion, the second chapter, 11th skanda of the book. There in the 9 Nathas or the Siddhas of the Rishabh family, Kavi, Hari, Antariksha, Parabbuddha, Pipalyan, Avihotra, Durmil, Chamas, and Karbanjan expounded the principles of the Bhagavad Dharma to King Janak. The latter asked all the 9 Nathas most important questions, and each of them answered them satisfactorily. The first, that is Kavi, explained that Bhagavad Dharma, Hari, the characteristics of Bhakta, Antariksha, what is Maya, Parabuddhi, how to cross Maya, Pipalyan, what is Parabrahma, Avirhotra, what is Karma, Drumil, the incarnation of God and their deeds, Chamas, how a non-devotee fares after death, Karabhajan, the different modes of worship of God in different ages. The substance of all the exposition was that in this Kali age, the only means of liberation was the remembrance of Hari or the Guru's feet. After the reading was over, Kaka Sahib said in the despondent tone to Madhavrao and said, "How wonderful is the disclosure of the 9 Nathas on the bhakti or devotion, but at the same time, how difficult is it to put into practice? The Nathas were perfect, but is it possible for fools like us to attain devotion or delineated by them? We won't get even after several births. Then how are we to get salvation? It seems that there's no hope for us." Madhavrao did not like this pessimistic attitude of Kaka Sahib. He said, "It is a pity that one who by a good luck got such a jewel, that is Guru, as Baba, should cry out so despairingly. If he has unwavering faith in Baba, why should he feel restless? The bhakti of the Nathas may be strong and wonderful, but is not all loving and affectionate? And has not Baba told us authoritatively that remembering and chanting Hari's or Guru's name confers salvation? Then where is the cause for fear and anxiety? Kakasai was not satisfied with Madhavrau's explanation. He continued to be anxious and restless the whole day, thinking and brooding over how to get the powerful bhakti of the Nathas. Next morning, the following miracle happened. One gentleman named Anandrao Pakde came there in search of Madhavrao. The reading of the Bhagavad that was then going on, and Mr. Pakde sat near Madhavrao and whispering something to him. He was mentioning in a low tone his dream vision as there was some interruption in the reading by his whispering. Kakasai stopped the reading and asked Madhavrao, "What's the matter?" The latter said, "Yesterday you expressed your doubt, now here's the explanation to it. Here Mr. Pakde's vision, which Baba gave him, explaining the characteristics of saving devotee and showing that the devotion is in the form of bow or worship to Guru's feet is sufficient." All that were anxious to hear the vision, especially Kakasai. At their suggestion, Mr. Pakde began to relate the vision as follows. "I was standing in a deep sea in a waist deep water. There I saw Sai Baba all of a sudden. He was sitting in a beautiful throne studded with diamonds, with his feet in water. I was most pleased and satisfied with the form of Baba. The vision was so realistic that I never thought that it was a dream. Curiously enough, Madhavrao was also standing there. He said to me feelingly, 'Anandrao, fall at Baba's feet.' I rejoiced. I also wished to do so, but the feet were in water. How can I place my head down then? I am helpless." Hearing this, he said to Baba, "O Deva, take your feet out, which are under water." Then Baba immediately took out his feet. I caught them without delay and bowed to them. On seeing this, Baba blessed me, saying, "Go now, you will attain your welfare. There is no cause for fear and anxiety." He also added, "Give a silk bordered dhota to my Shama. You will profit thereby." In compliance with Baba's order, Mr. Pakde bought the dhota and requested Kakasai to hand it over to Madhavrao. But the latter refused to accept it, saying that unless Baba gave a hint or suggestion for acceptance, he would not accept it. Then after some discussion, Kakasai decided to cast lots. It was the invariable practice of Kakasai to cast lots in all dubious matters and to abide by the decision which was showed by the picked up chits or lot. In this particular case, two chits, on one which was written to accept and the other to reject, were placed in the feet of Baba's picture. And an infant was asked to pick one of them. The to accept chit was picked up and the dhota was handed to and accepted by Madhavrao. In this way, both Anandrao and Madhavrao were satisfied and Kakasai's difficulty was solved. This story exhorts us to give respect to the words of saints, but at the same time asks us to have full faith in our mother, that is the Guru, and abide by his instructions. For he knows our welfare better than anyone else. Carve out on your heart the following words of Baba. There are innumerable saints in the world, but our father, that is Guru, is the real father. Others might come say good things, but we should never forget our Guru's words. In short, love your Guru wholeheartedly, surrender to him completely, and prostrate yourself before him reverently, and you will see that there is no sea of mundane existence before you to cross. There is no darkness before the sun. Wooden plank, Baba's bedstead, and not Bhagat's. In the earlier days, Baba slept on a wooden plank, 4 arms in length, and only a span in breadth, with pantis, that is the earthen lamps, burning on all 4 corners. Later, he broke the plank into pieces and threw it away. That is mentioned in chapter 10. Once Baba was describing the greatness or importance of this plank to Kakasai. Hearing this, the latter said to Baba, "If you still love the wooden plank, I will again spend or hang one in the masjid again for you to sleep at ease." Baba replied, "I won't like to sleep up, leaving Malsapati down on the ground." Then Kakasai said, "I will provide another plank for Malsapati." Then Baba said, "How can he sleep on the plank? It is not easy to sleep on the plank. He who has many good qualities in him can do so. He who can sleep with his eyes wide open can effect that. When I go to sleep, I ask often Mahalsapati to sit by my side, place his hand on my heart, and watch the chanting of the Lord's name there. And if he feels me sleepy, wake me up. He can't even do this. He himself gets drowsy and begins to nod his head. When I feel his hand heavy as a stone on my heart and I cry out, 'Oh Bhagat,' he moves and opens his eyes. How can he who can't sit and sleep well on the ground, and whose posture is not steady, and who is a slave to sleep high on a plank?" On many other occasions, Baba said out of love for his devotees, "What is ours is with us, and what is others is with him." Woe to Sri Sai, peace be to all.